My name is Patric, and I am the executor to the estate. Alena came highly recommended to me by one of my closest friends who had used her on multiple occasions for his properties. We did interview 3 different realtors, and Alena stood head and shoulders above everyone else. Alena used several different tools. The one thing that I want to point out is that while we were initiating the process, it was in the middle of the lockdown for the pandemic. So everything had to be done remotely. And Alena had the computer savvy to be able to guide us through everything in a virtual meeting, in a Zoom meeting. She had the statistics of all of the units in the building, when they had sold, how much they had sold for, their layout, their square footage compared to the unit that we had. Not only did she have it of this building, but she also had it from buildings that were in the area. She knew the area. She was familiar with the amenities in the area as well as the building, and she understood the kind of clientele that liked this particular neighborhood. There were several things that we discussed with Alena, where her advice, I believe, was absolutely spot on. One was in how to present the condo. Now, everything in the condo previously had been repainted, but it was all very personal colors. It was all very specific to the individual who had been living here. And Alena's advice was to take everything to a neutral point, almost devoid of personality. And then Alena had stagers, magnificent stagers, who came in and did a wonderful job presenting the space. And it was fascinating to see how someone else's eye created a completely unique space. Alena recommended the staging. We were familiar, we knew what staging was. The results are fabulous, and they achieved everything that we wanted them to achieve, which was to allow the prospective buyer to come in and imagine this as their space. Alena gave us 3 tips. 1, paint. 2, stage. 3, my favorite, make a lot more money. And we did. The offer process was short. Alena had the property on the market Tuesday morning, and Tuesday night, within 12 hours, it was sold. Would I recommend Alena to other people to represent them in their sale? One word answer, absolutely. We were very happy with Alena's services. Her advice, her knowledge, her experience, her professionalism, her communication skills were all of great value to us. There were 3 of us who were involved on my end in terms of making the decisions. And the communication was always clear, it was always concise. And Alena was fine with the whole concept of the 3 of us having to work as a unit before we could present a decision to her. It was important for me to know that I had engaged someone who had my back, who could answer my questions, who would steer me in the right direction, who had my interests at the forefront. And I always felt that with Alena, that it was my interests were her priority. And if I had a question in terms of the process, if she didn't know the answer, she found me someone who did. If I needed a lawyer, and you always need a real estate lawyer, she had a list that all of whom she had worked with. She was comfortable with them, therefore I could be comfortable with them because I trusted Alena, which made my job that much easier. This isn't my first time at the rodeo. I have bought and sold houses before. This process with Alena was fast, it was easy, and it was about as stress-free as you can get. And I would like to say a very heartfelt thank you to Alena and her team for making this as positive of an experience as it has been.